Hi, this is Dave Lombardo, and you're watching Sobre la Dosis with Jonathan Montenegro.
Here, hello.
Polinsky, yes.
Dean Hoagland.
Remy.
And Oliveira.
Christie's Mark from Max Cavalera.
LJ from
Will Raymond.
Sobre la dosis.
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 Jonathan Montenegro.
Jonathan Montenegro.
Jonathan Montenegro.
Jonathan Montenegro.
With Jonathan Montenegro. Let's go!
Better be listening because I know where you live.
I was very risky at one time, but, after, accidents and, like motorcycle accidents and, close calls, I decided to stop that, keep my feet firmly on the ground and, and not take any risks, at least, when it comes to my body, making sure that I don't break any bones. I want to continue my career as a drummer for as long as I can, and I would hate an accident to inhibit that. I'm not going to disagree with the fans or the critics. Those are all very complimentary, and I wouldn't change anything I've done or opinions I've created about myself. It is what it is, and I'm grateful. Well, the learning process, let's say when I'm presented with some new music, let's say, for example, the recent Empire State Bastard album, I recorded that during pandemic. And then, of course, after I recorded it, I put it away and never listened to it again until it came time for me to go on tour and learn the music. And so I sat down probably about a month prior to leaving on tour. I would sit down and listen to the music extensively and, make my notes, memorize it, and just get myself familiar with the music. Then when I rehearse with the band, it usually takes about 5 days at least. We rehearsed before our first show was about 5 days. And then we did 3 shows recently in the UK, and it went well. It was great. It was a lot of fun. My musical philosophy. Well, I mean, you need to be fearless. You need to be you need to be on the cutting edge. I think to be on the cutting edge, you have to be open to exploring not only new styles but new approaches to music. And just let it just flow. Let it just come out of you naturally, and not rely on so many like the computers and the triggers and things like that to enhance your sound. You want to be as natural and real as possible. I think that's the way to reach, the human ear, is to, give them something that's real and something that they can feel. With Grip Inc., I think the most proud moment was releasing that first album, which was the first album I released after leaving Slayer in '92. was an epic record. It sounded phenomenal. The energy was on point. To correct myself, I did release an album prior to that, which was Voodoocult, the Jesus Killing Machine. But, I believe that was just a moment in time that it was something I had to do to meet the guitar player Valdemar Saricta and utilize him as the guitar player, co-writer, and producer of the band. I think that was an amazing moment right there. The very beginning of that band, and of course, recruiting Gus Chambers. Gus, listening to the demo that I received from a friend who worked with Gus Chambers' wife at a bank, and she passed over a cassette to him, and he then presented it to me. That was amazing. I heard his voice, and I said right there, this is the guy. And sure enough, he became the vocalist for all 4 to 5 albums that we did, and it was amazing. And it's sad that he had passed on, but we now have his history and legacy, on record. Oh man, genres, so many. Funk, some hip hop. I did dabble with DJ Spooky in that world, but I think with other musicians or other rappers, it would be a lot of fun. Some R&B. I'm a big fan of a lot of R&B groups and and I think that's a genre that is untapped for me. With pop music, I couldn't be more happier than having an album, co-wrote an album with my wife, a band called Venomoris, and right now it's labeled under pop music, and it's music that they're ballads. I play with brushes and rim shots, and there's like percussion, and it's definitely a different side of me that most people don't really know. So as far as, venturing in different styles of music, there's always something new that I would love to dabble in and be a part of. And it's not just to be a part of something. This is like self-expression. It's like, I could express myself in this genre or this style of music. Why not? It's like, I feel this music. I get it. I may be from thrash or from punk or whatever, but I feel all different styles of music. And if it feels good to me, chances are I will end up dabbling in that genre. Ross is a very unique, cutting-edge producer whom I've been friends with for a while and really enjoy working with. And he owns a Studer 24-track 2-inch tape reel-to-reel machine. And those kinds of machines, obviously they're rare. You could still find them, but I'm not sure if you could find people that know how to calibrate them well and, keep them running in their peak top performance. It's his idea. Well, if any producer would come up to me and say, "Hey, let's record onto 2-inch tape," I would agree to it, because those were the ways, the methods we recorded back in the early days. When I recorded my first album, when I was 18 years old, we recorded Show No Mercy. That was all on 2-inch tape. There was no computers involved. There were no samples. There was no quantizing. You needed to know the song. You needed to be on point when it came to the tempos. And I would do it again. And the difference is, what we would do is record on the 2-inch tape and then bounce what we recorded onto digital. So we were able to, cut, splice, and do whatever we needed to do to, make those songs come to life. But the difference is, digital is like pure. It's absolutely like clean. You would need to find like certain processors to emulate the tape sound. And when you record on the tape, you have the warmth, you have this saturation that you can't really acquire on the digital. Now there's certain digital audio workstations that allow us to, turn on this thing. Like on Pro Tools, you have heat, and it creates this saturation and this warmth that you wouldn't be able to acquire if you didn't have that. You would have to, find a way to route your microphones through preamps and, external preamps to get these sounds. So the warmth is very important. It just adds a certain depth to it, to the sound in the recording, which is a lot of musicians, they like that. And I personally like it too, especially when it comes to drums. There's a certain sound and warmth that comes from recording on the 2-inch tape that you can't really emulate through any kind of plugins or any other way when you're recording on the digital. Did I enjoy my Mr. Bungle shows in South America? Hell yes. Patton, thankfully, was on point. He was on top of his game. The band was tight. We had a great time as a unit. We're looking forward to doing another tour this spring. It's basically on the West Coast, a couple California shows, or actually 4 California shows, and a couple in Seattle, I believe, or Portland. You could check that out on Ipecac Records or the Mr. Bungle sites on Instagram and or Facebook. You'll be able to check out the dates there. But it was amazing. Great time, great musicians, and I'm looking forward to some more. Well, like you said, there's so many. How can you? One that comes to mind is performing with I think either 50 or 60 piece orchestra, performing music from Ghost Rider, from Christopher Young, the composer. That was epic. Of course, Big Four playing Yankee Stadium. How about playing with the Misfits, Madison Square Garden? How about, not just big shows. How about performing in South America at Knotfest in Chile with Mr. Bungle recently, and watching Patton almost destroy a drone videotaping the band. There's just so many highlights. It's never ending. Playing with Empire State Bastards. Playing these great shows, the smallest clubs, 300-400 seat clubs in London called the Underground. We played the Cat House in Glasgow, Scotland, and Manchester as well. Those are all fun. It's hard at this stage of the game, at least in my life and my career, to pinpoint one. There's too many. And too many levels, There's the big shows and the little shows and all the ones in between. They're all fun. Well, Venomoris is a project my wife and I put together. Back in when I first met my wife, she shared with me some songs that she had written, and her extensive career with as a backup vocalist for the legendary Wayne Newton in Las Vegas. And I wanted her to write. I wanted her to create something. I've always wanted to, work together with her, and it didn't really come together until 2020 or 2019, after a lot of conversations with her and, trying to break down these creative roadblocks that she had. And I finally succeeded, and this is a product of someone finding their way back to music. And it's a beautiful piece, ballads, love ballads, where I'm playing. She's on vocals, she writes the music, I co-write and help her develop the songs. But I'm playing brushes, I'm playing some percussion, rim shots, very soft, gentle beats, lo-fi. It's similar to Portishead, some Halsey, female current contemporary female vocalists of this time. So it's a very proud piece, and hope to create some more with her. Right now, I believe we're about, 13, 15 songs for the next record. But I think solid, we've developed, I think, maybe 6, 7 songs. Rites of Percussion, as it states in the press release, is a long time. It's been a long time coming. It was an album that I've always wanted to do. It was inspired by Tito Puente and John Bonham. Tito Puente for his album Top Percussion, which was introduced to me by Mike Patton after I shared with him some drum ideas that I had. And he always, he always wanted me to create this body of work and release it on his record label. And we've talked about it for years, and I finally had the time to put it together. It wasn't only inspired by Tito Puente, but also by John Bonham and a song that he released, or Led Zeppelin released on their Coda album after he passed away. I believe this album was just songs that never made it on previous records, and so they put it together. They put the song Bonzo's Mantra on that album, and also Mickey Hart, Bill Ward, Rat Salad, Ginger Baker with Toad, Ian Pace with The Mule, again John Bonham with Moby Dick. They had these songs that had drum solos. So that's what inspired this album, and luckily I had the time during pandemic to really buckle down and get this piece wrapped up and delivered. And Patton was happy. Record company is really happy the way it's being received, and I'm happy that it's out. And hopefully there'll be another one. I don't know when, but I'm definitely excited to release another Rites of Percussion, hopefully in the future. Yeah. Make sure to pick up my new solo album, Rites of Percussion. It is a piece of work, piece of art, avant-garde art. It's not thrash, it's not metal, it's just a creative body of work that I've been wanting to put out for a long time now. You can pick that up on vinyl, on CD, or on digital download on ipecac.com, or you could search around on Dave Lombardo Facebook. Make sure it's the right Dave Lombardo. You could tell because I have a little blue check mark. Let's see, what else? The new Venomoris album, which I co-wrote and produced with my wife. It's a bunch of love ballads that put you, in a nice headspace, when you want to relax and chill with your old lady. Let's see what else. And more to come. Who knows what the future may bring. Dave Lombardo signing off here with Jonathan Montenegro. Gracias. Cuídate y chao.